Okay, so first of all, we'll see in a domain there are a lot of things are there. First, what is OU? Organizational unit. Okay, I'm going to start my virtual machine first. See, this is a Windows Server WinS1. It's connected to VMnet1. Okay, it is connected to VMnet1. This is 2 GB, 60 GB hard disk. Okay, so power on. What is OU? Organizational unit. What is the purpose of this OU? Just for example, in our home, we have different items are there, right? So what we will do? So I will put all the pulse like a rice, dal, everything into different boxes, and I keep it in one rack. Okay, so I have a vegetable, so I keep it in separately. I have a some biscuit kind of stuff is there, chocolate biscuit, and all this ready to use kind of stuff, right? So different boxes package we do it. We don't put everything in one place only, right? So for easy to access, easy to understand. Okay, or you have a data. So for example, virtual machines we created in a one particular folder in a drive. Operating system downloads, maybe applications, your personal data, right? So we'll put it in a separate manner. Why we are putting? For easy to access, easy to remember, we can able to understand where it is located. Same thing, we can organize users, groups, and computers in separate containers. Okay, in a separate containers, you can organize. Separate containers. So what is this separate container kind of stuff? We can see, look at. So organize users, groups, and computers in the. What is the advantage of this OU? One is apply group policy, delegation, control, or access. These are the two things. Creation of OU is very simple. Okay, login. It will take another 1 minute. Meanwhile, I will go to my paintbrush. So OUs are contained in Active Directory, provide framework for delegation, administrative rights, and linking group policies. Like this also you can take the statement. Okay. Next. For OU also there is a one slide is there. Two slides are there actually. So containers can use it to group objects within the domain. Create OU to delegate administrative permissions, apply group policies. These are how OUs are look like. You can take this thing also. So many statements I given like these many statements, which is you want to go, which is you're easy to speak. read and speak. You can go. Organization is a container object within the domain that you can use it to consolidate users, groups, computers, and other objects. If you feel it is very easy, then go for it. If you feel this is easy, then go for it. If you feel my statement is easy, you can go for it. No problem. Yeah, one more point I want to copy from here. Why we need like this? To configure objects contained within the OU, and you can assign GPOs to OU, and settings apply to all objects in the OU. I will explain it, so don't worry. It is a big statement. Okay. Look at here, guys. I'll take for a like this. This is my domain name will be there here on top of it. Under my domain, okay, under my domain name is domain17.com. Under domain, I'm creating my OUs. Already default OUs are there. So built-in users, computers, domain controllers, those OUs are also there. Those are also containers. Default containers also there. Built-in computer, domain controller, users, service account related, foreign service account related, like a different containers are there, but I've written only 4. What it is, your built-in groups store in a built-in computers, those who are a member of your member of domain computers, by default go to computers. Okay, domain controllers means you have a domain controller, additional domain controller, or ODCs are there. Their objects will store in the domain controllers by default. Users. So basically you have only one single user, that is a administrator, your domain administrator, and admin status groups, enterprise admin group, schema admin group, okay, domain admin group, domain users group. These things stores in the users. We have already a users OU. We can store your users in the users OU. But problem is, again I'm telling, I put a lot of data here. So you can see in my desktop, lot of data is there. See. So I want to go open my putty. So I have to search for where is the putty located. Here it is a putty located. Here is a putty located. Google Chrome is here. So it is not exactly separated. If I put all the files in these folders on the desktop, it is full. It is very difficult to get which file is your belongs to it. So what I saying it is batch 17 data is, this is the entirely batch 17 data. This is batch 15 data, batch 16 data, like that. So I am separating this data from one to another one for easy to access. So if I open this file is in the folder batch 17. So I can understand this file is belongs to that particular, means batch 17 related file only. Same networking file or same this picture, maybe in batch 15, 16, maybe 13, it is there. Okay, even though this is also there. Okay, so problem is, so we'll get confused. Okay, so instead of that, that normally I'm telling, but in a OU's manner, so we can separate the, we can separately maintain the users here. So look at here. For example, in my organization, I have a HR. HR is there. I create a HR OU. I put all users, groups, computers belongs to HR department. I'll put it in a HR OU. I have a IT department, IT support. IT support OU I created. All IT people are service desk people, non-service desk people, networking people, desktop support people. I'll put it in a IT support. Okay. Maybe I have a development department. Okay, or a developer. Developers OU. I created a developers OU. Different type of developers are there. Different type of developers are there. For example, Java developer. Okay. For example, .NET developers are there. People who work on a .NET. Python. Maybe Java, .NET, Python, C, C++, or testing. Okay. Testing department is there. So there is a group of people working on a Java development. So I put their names, computers, groups in a Java OU, which is under developer OU. It is a sub OUs. Under developers, Java, .NET, Python, and testing are a sub OUs. Like this, I can able to create. So organizing users, groups, and computers in separate containers. Okay. In this one, you can create a users also. Like for example, under HR, I create a user. Okay, so maybe Devasri. Take this sheet is easy to remember. Maybe like a Sudhir. Okay, and IT support like a easy names. Pragati, Tanu. Like it is IT support. Okay. Maybe like I put a Java developer. Okay. Like Rutuja is a Java developer. So I put a under developers under Java. I create this user. Maybe we'll take other name. Easy name. Okay. Amir is a Python developer. Works in a Python. I'll create under Python. So like this, we can able to create multiple users. Manisha and Rutuja working in Java developer as a Java developer. Okay. Or you can create like a databases. SQL database, Oracle SQL database, MySQL database, like that. Like it's depends upon the profession, depends upon the area, depends upon the department. You can do it. For example, we are in a 70s Hyderabad, so different set of people are there. So one set is IT support, another is HR, another one is trainers, another one is SAP department. SAP people also there. SAP people also working. Okay, SAP department and Java development department is there. .NET based projects also running. HR recruitment for India, for other countries. HR recruitment is also there. H1B visa processing is also there. Okay, like multiple things will do in our Sabantis Hyderabad. So based on that, so based on the department wise, I will create OU and the department, the employees in the particular concerning department, I'll put their username, computers, and groups into that one. This is organizing OUs. Guys, understand what is the OU?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, HR people required a printer, not everyone. Now what I done, I create a group policy. Okay, so in this group policy, I told in a group policy management we'll create, right? So whatever it is, this is the group policy I created. I said printer access related information. I put in this group policy setting. Then I link this group policy to HROU. I link this policy to HROU. What happened? What are the settings I made in this group policy applied on HROU? Applied on this HROU. The users will get that settings. For example, I put a printer setting in a group policies. I set a printer settings. Then printer will access by Devasri and Sudhir automatically. Okay. I create a policy. Okay. I create a group policy. So that is Python related deployment. Some Python related access or deployment is there. Application deployment. Sorry. Otherwise, like you can say like something there is a access permission or a desktop permission is there. Or network related kind of stuff permissions are there. So I create a policy and I made a settings. I apply on a direct Python, not on use. Okay. So only Samir will get affected with the policy. So GPU group policy to GPO to settings applied on a Samir only. Okay. Next. I create another group policy. Group policy 3. I link the group policy to developer OU. Now who will get this affected? Group policy 3. Anyone?
Entire developers.
Entire developers. Very good. Means Rutuja, Manisha, and also Samir. Okay. So this is the main use of group policy. First use of group policy. First point is we can link our group policies to OUs. We cannot link to the group policies to users, computers, and built-in. Okay. So GPOs cannot link to default OUs. We can link to the OUs which we are created. Of course, domain controller is there, but that's a little different. But whatever it is, like this. Of course, we can link the policy to domain. That is, I will tell in a group policy time only. But look at here. This is the basically main use. Group policies we can link. We can apply the group policy to individual OUs. So based on that, we will get that affected like that. So this is group policy. First point one, number 1. Second, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 completed means how to organize. Second is applying group policy. Third is delegation, administrative rights or administrative permissions or delegation control. What are the bodies there? I will take an example of this example, HROU example. HROU is before going to that one, tell a story, small story, which is very okay. So I have an administrator. I have a main administrator is there. Admin means account and as well as a person, right? So lot of people are working, 500 people are working in my organization or 1000 people are working in my organization. For example, Samir forget his how to reset the password. What he will do? Understand the process, guys. Samir forget password. So Samir ask administrator, please reset my password. He cannot able to reset a password. Okay, the rights are not there. So only reset by admin only. So I ask administrator. For example, Manisha, same thing has happened. Like Manisha, her account should be added to a group. So request go to administrator, add Manisha to a particular group. Okay. Or Tanu got some issues, then he was asked for give me these access permissions, or create a group, add me in that one, add Pragati and Tanu in one group. Every time we'll go to the administrator. So of course, in organization we have a multiple administrators are there, but whatever it is, lot of burden on a administrator. So again, you have to tell complete information and will. For example, in understand guys, administrator burden. Okay, so anything you want to do it, you have to ask administrator. But here in this example, I have a lot of people working in a HR. There is a 15-20 people are working in a HR department. Okay, think like that. So what I have done, I take Sudhir. I make the Sudhir as a admin for HROU. Admin for HROU. Okay, HROU admin means he's not a full administrator, he's an admin. Okay, so in HROU, he can able to reset passwords. I'm giving some permissions, not all permissions. I'm giving some permissions. He cannot create a new users, but he can able to reset passwords for existing users. He can able to create and manage, means adding groups. So obviously only these two permissions are there on a HROU and not on any other OUs. Given only you are admin for a HROU. So users in the OU, you can able to reset their passwords. You can create and manage the groups. Given two permissions. There's a remaining permissions, he cannot do it. Okay. Maybe he cannot able to create a new user. He cannot delete the user. He cannot disable the user. He cannot add a computer like that. Okay. So we can give a delegation control or a delegation administrative permission means you can give certain rights on a OU to a particular user or a group. For a user or a group, you can give a permission on a group. So different type of permissions are there. We can assign the required permission to the user or a group. So obviously they will get a rights on it. This is called a delegation control. Guys, understand OUs, group policies? And delegation. Okay. Alt control insert. Login. This is my local server. My server name is WinS1. Domain name is domain17.com. Okay. So now I have to go to Active Directory, users and computers. Active Directory, users and computers for creating OUs. Then also I will show you how to create a user in a particular OU. Okay. So Active Directory, users and computers. Let it open. Of course, you can use Active Directory Administrative Center also. Oh, no. Minimize. Okay, because of you are using a 2 GB RAM or 1 GB RAM, guys, do not run more things in your system. If you want, you can able to open it again and you can use it. So like this, This is my Active Directory users and computer, my domain name, built-in computers, domain controllers and users. Of course, foreign security principles, managed service accounts, and another two are there. Okay. If you go to users, there are several things, and your administrator. Okay. The built-in administrator account is showing here. These are the different type of groups. No computers, no domain computers. You have only one domain controller. Type is GC. Now I want to create a OU. I will show you how to create a one OU. You see. Click on the domain name. Click on the domain name. Then right click. New organizational unit. Okay. So click on the domain name. Right click. New organizational unit. Can I go next? Click. It is showing new object because OU is also an object here. New object and name. I put a HR. Guys, the check mark is to protect accidental deletion. So you have a OU and just for like you right click and you want to delete it. It won't let you delete it if the check mark is there. Okay. I'm not doing anything. Simply I put a HR. I created a OU. Now I want to create another OU, that is IT support OU. How to create? Domain name, click. Tell me. Right click. New organizational unit. IT support. Again, how to create developers OU. Under developers OU, Java.NET is there. We create. So again, domain name, click and right click. New organizational unit. Developers. Now, under developers, I want to create a Java OU. Under developers, I want to create Java OU. So right click on developers. Click on developers. Sorry. Click on developers. Right click. New organizational unit. Java. See, under developers, Java is there. Again, under developers, I want to create .NET. Okay. Again, click on developers, right click, new organization, Python. I am putting a testers also here. So right click on developers, new organizational unit, testing department. So like this, you can able to create a OU. Okay. So group policy, at the time of group policy, I will show you how to link the group policies, how to give delegation control, like that. I will tell that one now only, but we didn't have a users. Okay, guys, understand how to add a OUs. Okay. Next one, I will tell how to add a users. How to add a users. Now only I will tell. So adding users. Here we created a HR OU, IT support OU. Next we created developer OU. Under developers I created a Java, .NET, Python, testing. These are the OUs I created. Now we are going to add users. So we'll see where you want to create a user. Okay, I want to create a user under HR Devasri and Sudhir. Okay, so like that you can able to create like Devasri Sudhir like that. So two users I want to create. So what to do? You have to right click on HR. This is also you have to right click on your domain name. My domain name is domain17.com. New organizational unit. So for creating users, right click HR, again new user. Okay. So this is the way we'll see that one how to create HR. Right click on HR, right click new user. Okay. So I'm creating name initials. If you want to put initials, it's okay. Otherwise, not required. Important is first name and login name is important. So I put a Devasri Miss. There is a full name is also there, right? So we'll take the full name. Okay, Deshmukh. Okay, Devasri Deshmukh. Okay, so like this also you can fill it. New object user. User is an object. Next, I take a first name and make it as a login name. In a login name, no spaces kind of stuff. Okay. So this is one kind of login name. So Devasri @ domain17.com and another login is domain17/Devasri. So I will explain that is what is this, but this is user creation. Next, unselect this first option and I will tell what it is now only and give the password. I'm giving password admin @123 only now. Okay, like this. Okay, here it is. User must change password at NAS login. So guys, again for user management, okay, a user is joined. Okay, for example, user 1 joined today. You finally got offer letter. Okay, so then you are about to join next week. What your HR will do? Normally, the HR, the user is joined newly, so he send the information to admin. Will send information to the concerning admin department. Okay, like a through mail or any ticketing system. New user is joined. This is a user related data. So create a user in a particular OU. Okay, and with these details. So admin, what it will do? Admin will create a user. Admin will create a user and give the username and password. Username and password to the user. Okay, we'll create a username and password to the user. What happened? User take the password and log in for a first time. Immediately to ask change your password because of admin will give you a dummy password. Admin will give a dummy password. So what to do? Admin will give you dummy password. So you don't want to use that password, then admin will create an account like this. We create a user account, user information, and give the some password, and there is a check mark. User login for first time, it is asked, it will change your password. User must change password at next login. Okay, that is the thing. I don't want to change the password like this. Next. Okay, so next week you are joining. There is almost like a 5 to 7 days of time is there, but I created a user. But still there is a joining time is there. I given information to user. It is effectively work on a maybe 25th April. Okay, it is effects from 25th or 26th April. What I done, I got username and password today. I will try now only. Okay, so to avoid that one, you can disable the user. You create an account, but the account is disabled. Okay, you can enable it later at the on the 26th or 25th. Okay, next, regular passwords are 42 days lifetime. Maximum password age in the domain is 42 days. Maximum password age is 42 days. 42 days password will be expiring. You can tell password never expire. Before expiry, you have to reset the password. Password never expire. If you don't reset, no problem. User cannot change password. You know, there is something like in a certain organizations, they create like this: user cannot change password. Means you create an account, you given a password. So user cannot change their password. Again, if they want a changing of password, they have to request for a administrator. Admin, please change my password. That is this one. Currently, I'm not doing any option. Just next and finish. So this is the account I created. Again, one more account I want to create, that is as per this diagram only I create. So one more account, that is Sudhir. So HR, right click, new user. Normally also you can create. Okay, you can put a last name also if you want. Otherwise, you can remove it. Simply also you can create better. Create. Okay, same name only I given here. Next, uncheck this option and put password 2 times. Similarly, like a IT support. IT support Pragati is there. Next, uncheck. Like this, you can able to create it. You can create under Java, you can create under Python, like that. You can able to do it. Guys, understand how to add a users? Okay. The next one is how to add a client to domain. I have to add a client to PC. This we will see. So total setting is there. So again, it will take another at least 30-40 minutes of this part. And I'll log in with the domain user. Okay. So you have to log in the domain user. Users in the domain, which user you created in the domain. So that is called a domain users by default. So how to log in with the domain. So these things we will see after small break. Take 10 minutes break, guys.